Alright, ladies and gentlemen, bots and fellow DJ and investors, it's the patient Hodler coming at you with another video log, and today we are going to discuss important stuff about Vivi, about investing, mindset, and you're going to learn a lot about me if you want to. And finally, I also want to show you around, show you beautiful nature. As you can see, it's early in the morning and I am up because we have to travel for this one. Okay, heading out on the journey. Two things are very important: having good food with you and having good company with you. So I have both and we are ready to go. Okay, we are ready to take the train, but before we start, please keep in mind that I'm a crypto and NFT investor and not a financial advisor, so please do your own research before you ape into crypto, the Ecomi token, the Vivi collectibles, or whatever other stuff we are talking about in this video. Also, if you enjoy this type of video log, then please consider giving it a like, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you think about this journey in the comments below. So we arrived where the real tour starts. So we are going to go on top of this little mountain hill. You cannot see it right here, but I will put it into the video. And along the way, we will take several videos and talk about some topics. And yeah, so let's go. So from here, we can see it better. This is where we headed. Okay, so I reached the first point of a beautiful view on the Lake Tegernsee here, and I think this is a good point to start sharing something with you that I thought about in the last years, that I thought a lot about, and it is very private, has some dark points in my own history. I will open this with that sometimes you have to really go into deep problem to be able to come out better, and there is good thing in every bad thing that happens, in my opinion, and I had to learn that from some of the harder times in my life, and probably these are not even as hard as others experience it compared to what others are experiencing. But let me share just one history at this point and then we move on. So when I was studying, I had a lot of problems with the anxiety because every exam that I made was basically a fight for survival in studying. So I started to feeling bad. I started to always think about how the exam could go, how I could survive the next semester if I don't do the points necessary for me to conclude the course, what would happen when I drop out. And I started to go really crazy in my mind about all of this. I started having heart racing when sleeping. I didn't eat well. I lost weight when I was working out in the gym. I also couldn't perform well. I couldn't grow muscle. I couldn't do anything. So the reason why I tell this to you, and there's a parallel to the crypto market, is that sometimes we have to go down and make several dips and ultimately capitulate, go into real capitulation, where we don't see reason anymore in what we are doing, and then can come to a new mindset, to a new conclusion. And that is basically what happened to me. Okay, change of scenario. Beautiful, some waterfall nearby. I don't know if you get the sound, but what I was talking about is that I had my personal capitulation event in that sense. So in crypto, you start going down from a top, from an all-time high when you felt good. you are going to trickle down. Then you get a relief rally because people think maybe it's just not that bad yet and you can stay in, and then you get a collapse, but still people think, yeah, I might reach a bottom soon, until you get the realization that you're finally dropping into really, really deep shit, into a capitulation event of that sense, where really all hope seems lost and nothing is moving on anymore. And I had my personal capitulation event in that time. So I was doing these tests, I was trying and struggling to stay in my studying, and in the end I made it. But the problem was that in that semester I didn't make it. I tried to do double the work to stay in the studies and to do double the credits, the points that were necessary, and I overloaded myself with panic, with fear, with work, with everything, and I just couldn't figure out what's wrong with me. So at one day I woke up and I couldn't get out of bed anymore. I was feeling fever, the muscles aching. I was completely wrecked. I lost 10 kilos already, and from someone who is weighing 60 kilos, this is really bad. And my roommate had to come in and found me in that super bad situation, and had no other choice than first calling my mother and then calling an ambulance. So they had to carry me out of the room and out of the building to the hospital, because they thought that I had brain inflammation, because my back, everything was hurting so much that usually is a symptom of back inflammation. And the crazy thing is, they had me in the hospital for more than 1 week, for more than 7 days straight. They put all the stuff like nutrient infusions in me. I didn't eat for the whole week. They gave me everything directly into the bloodstream. And they were doing every exam. They had made CTs, MRTs with contrast, liquid and everything. They tried to figure out what can cause such severe symptoms. And after 1 week, they gave up. I was feeling better, because after 5 days, I got the message that I wouldn't have to do the exams, because I was in the hospital for that long time. I couldn't prepare, so I wasn't able to have the exams. And the message of that I will go out of that without losing out of my studying and still not having to do all these exams, put up such a relief that I got better instantly and I could recover at my grandma's house. So from this I learned a lot about my own mind, because I basically wrecked my physical body just by going crazy in my mind. And I wanted to share this story with you, because I know there are so many people out there that experience similar stories, but they don't know where it's coming from. And if you know it, you can do something about it. And I am not a psychologist, I'm not the medical caretaker. So if you are really suffering from depression and such things, you should seek such help. It could be a coach, it could be spiritual training, it could be not so severe and you can work on your own. It really depends on you. So I'm not making this choice, but I'm trying to share the story with you, because I think it's so important to have some of these lessons that others had learned the hard way. And this is one of these hard ways that I had 2 to 3 times in my life in different ways. So what I got from this is, if you stress yourself with your mind so much that you think that exams and work-related stuff is survival, and your body shuts down because it's exhausted from months of flight, then we are doing something wrong. And now, getting back to the original story, and every bad thing is a good thing, this capitulation event set me up for a year-long journey to getting to know my mind and how it influences the body, and how I could improve and what I need to improve and how I can stay more calm. So this, what I want to share with you, and it doesn't matter if it's crypto or these experiences, you want to see the good in that completely desperate capitulation event. And you're not going to find it right away. If you are right in that, you will not see it. You will never see it right when it happens. But after that, you can be sure something good will come out of it. These sounds are like music. I love it. So what I mean by this, and now we are coming close to the peak of the mountain, is that sometimes the things that are looking very bad, very grim, depressing, are only a sequence, are only one step before it is going up and up and up, and even better, one thing leads to another, and you don't even know where the story ends. So I can give you a good example, another example from my story, and I have to go way back to school times for this. And the story begins in the 10th grade. I was doing super badly in school. I didn't do my homework, I didn't study things, I had some other problems. I did play a lot of World of Warcraft, and I just wasted my time away in a computer game, basically, to get rid of reality. So I failed that year, and I had to go back and do it again. And obviously at home it was a disaster, it was drama, it was not good to have failed this year and have to repeat, because everything is considered a loss that goes wrong and doesn't go according to plan. But if I look at it from, let's say, from the top of the mountain, from today's perspective, then I have to say it's a very good view, and I'm super grateful that it happened that way. Because if I just give you a quick breakdown of the consequences that this had, it kept me in this school cycle for one more year. It gave me the time to adapt to studying. It made me go into the army 1 year later than it usually would have been. And because I accepted the challenge at the army, which was also good for me, for my personal development, for discipline, for courage, fitness, everything, I had the chance to come out 1 year later, a little bit more mature, out of that whole cycle. And it made me come with the shortened year, so with masses of pupils that wanted to go to university now. So it made me come out with them together. So I had a more difficulty even to get into the universities that I wanted. I knew that I wanted to learn Portuguese. I knew that I wanted to go to Brazil by then, but there were only a couple of universities that really offered this type of internship then to Brazil. So in the end, I had to go to the University of Bamberg because the other ones did not accept me because of the masses of pupils. So had I not been forced to go to that specific university, I would not have gotten into that specific breakdown situation that I explained before, and after that going to Brazil, and basically my life turned around and became a miracle. So I can see that now, but at the time I didn't see it. And I met my girlfriend that you have been seeing in the beginning of the video, that is now my companion for life. I have met a lot of beautiful friends from Brazil. I made a deep connection to the country, to the family there. And I ultimately met the person, CEO of the company where I'm right now. So if I spin this cycle back, I have to say that everything that happened to me was because of the things that went wrong before, or at least that unraveled in a way that I couldn't foresee then. And now that I look back, I have to say, from something bad there can always come something good. And I think every one of us can make these little connections. It doesn't have to be as big and multi-year as I have just described it here. It can be something good, something little. For example, something breaks, but in some miraculous way you get something better. You hurt yourself, and in some way this teaches you something that you then use to not get another breakdown in that sense. For example, the breakdown in the university saved me from getting one at work, because I knew how to treat myself with nature, with basically turning on the doesn't matter mode, so that I could save myself from becoming that person again, save myself from getting into that trouble again where my body stops functioning. And now, right here, as this scenario, when you are down there where I started filming, you cannot see what miraculous things will happen on the way up here. But now we are close to the peak. We are in a super beautiful landscape. We have been through a very long hike up here, which was fun and where a lot of difficulties were to get to this point. And I think we should have this mentality as well. Now, this did not have to do anything with crypto and investing so far, despite the metaphor that I've put in the beginning when I said it is like Bitcoin is developing. You have ups and downs and ups and downs, and eventually you're getting somewhere. The same accounts for the story that I told here. And that is, even in the crash, the total capitulation, if it happens, if we go to 20k or even below, if our portfolios get decimated, we learn it's good because we get another chance to invest. So the portfolio goes 90% down, good, we get another chance to accumulate tokens we never thought we would reach. Many of us didn't see that they would ever become millionaires. Now it's easy for people to become millionaires. So at this point I only have two recommendations to give if you find yourself in a situation like that, and if you need some extra motivation regarding all of this. And the first one is that you listen to, it's only 3 minutes long, and that is good, from Jocko Willink. I will put the link down in the description. And the other one is an audiobook that was very impressive to me, and that is from Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. It's a Navy SEAL mindset, and is super interesting to listen to. And I think if you are in the struggle phase, in this phase where everything looks bad and you don't know what exactly good can come out of it, then you should listen to those two things, in my opinion. But with that, I'm already at the end of this video log. Please let me know in the comments below if you enjoy this type of content and in which stage you are at the moment, if you have experienced similar things. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night or afternoon, and see you in the next video.